On today's episode, man, Anthony Lima just can't get enough of himself. Anthony Lima, man, he's a true hater of Shedeur Sanders. We heard about what Anthony Lima had to say yesterday when he had to pipe down and he had to bow down and he had to tap out because of Shedeur Sanders fans and his supporters. And Anthony Lima don't want that smoke. So Anthony Lima continues to throw shade at Shedeur Sanders. And this ridiculous take that he has now and won't even give Shedeur a chance to get out there and do the things that he's capable of doing, and he's passing judgment on him already. And this is the things that Anthony Lima has been doing, and he's going to keep it up. And we're going to talk about it coming up right after this.
Yo, what's poppin', people? It's your boy Big Snacks, and I'm putting y'all on right now. My boy K-Sap, Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Hey, let's go. Hey, K-Sap on the mic, better lock in. Lock in. Simply Ball Dropping, we ain't stopping. Brown talk, heavy dog pound rocking. Shedeur in the pocket, whole league watching. Coach Prime, Motion, Colorado Heat. Big time pressure, still won't retreat. Never injuries, crashing glass with the dream. WNBA smoke, we bring flames to the screen. Real takes only, no fake, no pretend. Tell a friend, tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Like, comment, subscribe, bring the whole crew in. Hashtag salute, y'all know what to do. I see everybody in the comment section too. Salute, K-Sap, Simply Ball Drop, Big Snack stamped it. Let's get it.
Well, guys, man, your boy Anthony Lima is at it again. Anthony Lima can't resist. I'm talking about Shedeur and throwing shade. Now, we all saw what Shedeur Sanders did last year in the last 7 games. Man, he made constant strides to get better as an NFL quarterback. After he had to go up to the local colleges and get reps in to sharpen his craft, couldn't get the first team reps under the Kevin Stefanski regime, and he took over the game against the Baltimore Ravens when Dillon Gabriel went down with the so-called concussion, and we ain't heard from Dillon Gabriel after that. Shedeur Sanders took over. Shedeur Sanders got his first start against the Las Vegas Raiders, put on an excellent performance. First rookie for the Cleveland Browns since 2016 to win their first NFL start. And then we saw what he did against the Tennessee Titans in the #1 pick in Cam Ward. Yeah, he threw for over 360-some yards. He had 4 touchdowns, 3 in the air, and 1 rushing. And they could have won that game, but it seems like Kevin Stefanski didn't want Shedeur to shine, so he took him out of the game when he let him down on a potential tie-in drive if they got the 2-point conversion, but he took Shedeur out the game. And we saw all the leaps and bounds and all the strides and his maturation progress through 7 games. And that was just a small sample size of the ability that Shedeur Sanders has. He did some good things. He did some bad things. He did some things that was outstanding that people raved about. He did some things where people was like, oh, okay, if he got more reps and things like that, you can correct that. Things that he made the mistakes on is correctable. But some of the things that he did, you can't teach that. That's just coming from a natural-born leader and a natural-born quarterback that has accuracy on his passes and knows how to decipher when to go and when not to go. They always said he held on to the ball too long. I've seen NFL quarterbacks and legends hold on to the ball too long, but they never focused on that. I've seen, his footwork has came a long way. You hear all the rave reviews that he's getting when he was in OTAs, all the stuff that he was getting through the mini camps, and the things that head coach Todd Monken has said about Shedeur, even the quarterback's coach, even Andrew Berry, even some of the media personnel. But it's the Cleveland media that has a problem. The Cleveland media is scared for Shedeur Sanders to succeed. And why is that? Because they already got this narrative out there that he's not good enough. And the conspiracy theory that we talked about, trying to force him out so they won't know how good he is in Cleveland, that's what they're trying to do. And they just keep talking about Shedeur in a negative light. So when it comes to certain quarterbacks that went off into the Hall of Fame and they struggled their rookie year, and somebody brought that to Anthony Lima's attention, and the way he rebutted to that, like, you can't have it both ways, Anthony Lima. And the difference between all the quarterbacks that he mentioned and then the one quarterback that is up against all these other quarterbacks was Caucasian. And he gave all of them a chance. But when you got an African-American quarterback that poses a threat, you don't want to give him a chance. So listen to what Anthony Lima had to say when they talked about the references between these certain quarterbacks. So pay attention and listen.
Is the post that I'm getting a lot of. Last week, it was his one game versus Brendan Sorsby, 2 or 3 years ago. This week, it's here is the chart of all the Hall of Fame quarterbacks and their struggles in their first 7 games. And it's got Peyton Manning, 8 touchdowns, 15 interceptions.
Caucasian.
Troy Aikman, 0-7, 4 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Elway, 1-6, 3 touchdowns, 14 interceptions.
Okay.
And that's Terry Bradshaw,
Caucasian.
Josh Allen, Steve Young, Vinny Testaverde made the list.
Caucasian.
Trevor Lawrence, Drew Brees, Matt Stafford.
Caucasian.
And to that, I always got this because remember Baker Mayfield, we got this illustrated a bunch of times at the start, how Baker had better stats than all these Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And here it's just that Shedeur is on par with these Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And it just is kind of funny. Like
was I willing to do it for Baker back in the day? When we made these comparisons? I don't know.
I just think then you could do this.
I think I was. I'm going to go under the guys that I was.
My issue is this would be interchangeable. You'd have to also say this for Dylan Gabriel. You'd have to say it for all the bad quarterbacks and the guys that statistically were horrendous when they first started. Now, I have none of the deeper dive numbers like the EPA per play for all these, the interceptable throws, the, accuracy markers that we have today, which, of course, Shedeur was like historically bad since they've been tracking this stuff. He was historically bad. Now, you could say, well, here are the 100 reasons he was historically bad. But that's fine. Like, I'm not saying Shedeur can't get better. I'm just saying it doesn't look good. Like, here are a lot of the indicators. They don't look good for him, and he's got a lot to overcome. Because when you're telling me, like, accuracy is his thing, who's actually one of the least accurate passers we've had as a rookie. So they have better ways to describe these things and to take them into consideration. You just telling me that he has similar stats to all these Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Now, you see what they try to do. They try to use all this stuff against Shedeur Sanders. So basically what Anthony Lima was saying, that you can't compare Shedeur to the people that he just mentioned when they struggled in their rookie year. But the thing about it is people gave them an opportunity to overcome their struggles. So basically Anthony Lima breaks it down as saying you can't compare him to Peyton Manning. You can't compare him to Baker Mayfield. You can't compare him to Trevor Lawrence. You can't compare him to Matthew Stafford. You can't compare him to, the other quarterbacks that he mentioned. Why is that? They struggled their rookie year, but it was no big deal. But their organization gave them a chance. Their media gave them a chance. And see, that's the problem. Y'all don't want to give Shedeur a chance because Shedeur will go out there and ball out on y'all fools. And that's the problem I have. Y'all use any kind of metrics and any kind of semantics to try to downplay Shedeur Sanders and just read off of these analytics that you only use when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. You don't use that against nobody else but Shedeur Sanders. And that's the problem. And like I stated, I'm just going to keep it a buck. All the quarterbacks that he mentioned, they was Caucasian. Shedeur Sanders is an African-American quarterback. That is what is telltale, because you give all them an opportunity and they became great. Majority of them went on to be Hall of Fame quarterbacks. A few of them are Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. But the opportunity given to Shedeur Sanders, he can do the same thing. And then you brought up Dylan Gabriel. That's apples to oranges. Dylan Gabriel does not have the same talent that Shedeur Sanders has. And you know that for a fact. So stop with your nonsense and stop throwing shade and stop hating. Y'all get down in the comments section.
I see everyone in the comments section. Hashtag salute. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you will know every time I drop a hot banger. Oh yeah, just in case I forgot, tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And that will wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host, the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Catch you on the next one. Deuces.